I'm going to ask these guys, Caleb Calhoun and John Adams of the Knoxville News Sentinel, who has the most pressure other than Joe Milton? It's 4 downs, and it is now.
4 downs. 4 questions. 4 answers. The Dave Hooker Show.
4
downs. A presentation of OffTheHookSports.com.
4 downs brought to you by our friends City Heating and Air Conditioning. City Heat and Air Integrity Matters. 50 years in Knoxville. Check them out. You may not need a whole new unit. Again, you may just need a new part or new coolant. They'll take care of you. Don't trust these other fly-by-night guys. 50 years in Knoxville. Integrity matters. Coop, what down is it?
Coop here. First down.
Okay, so we all know Joe Milton has the most pressure on him of any player, correct? On offense, who's second? John, I'll begin with you.
Well, since Cooper Mays can't play in the opener, I'll say the center, Ollie Lane. There's tremendous pressure on him. He's got to snap the ball. He's got to make the blocking calls. He's got to maintain that fast pace that Josh Heupel demands. So here he is starting a season in a prominent role, and he's not accustomed to that, of course. So I would say there's a lot of pressure on him in the opener.
I would add to that Addison Nichols. He has more physical ability, but he plays like a roll of Charmin toilet paper. Caleb, he's soft. Caleb, you?
I'm along your lines, Dave, but I'm going Gerald Mincy, who is mentally soft and very mentally weak, it sounds like, but he should be the starting right tackle, and it's shameful that he's not etched into the starting lineup at one of the tackle spots yet.
Kind of scary, guys. We named 3 offensive linemen. What down are we at now, Coop?
Cooper Mays here. Second down.
Second down, as you know, the center often calls the snap count. No, he doesn't. That's the quarterback. All right, so second down from Coop. John, on defense, most pressure heading into the season.
I would say there's pressure on all the DBs. Obviously, they need to get so much better in that area. But I look at the linebackers, and I think there's pressure on Aaron Beasley, who had a fantastic Orange Bowl game. He's in a new linebacker role. He's in a position where he gets supposed to make plays, and I think he will. But there's pressure to perform at a very high level at that position.
I love that one. I could take maybe Wesley Walker at the other safety position, but on defense, it's time for Beasley to go he went from okay to good last year. It's time for him to go from good to very good. Caleb, who would you take on defense?
Guys, it's the guy who lost his starting job to a junior college transfer 2 years ago. It's Tyler Barron. He lost his starting job at the edge rusher to Byron Young. Then he entered the transfer portal, came back 2 days later, played in a rotation last year. Everybody was waiting for him to be a star the minute he committed in 2020, and he hasn't hit that next level yet. He needs to hit that this year.
All right, Coop, what's next? Third down?
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
What coach has the most pressure? I think we're all going to be on the same page here. I'd be surprised if we varied.
I would go with Willie Martinez.
Amen, brother.
I mean, you've got a lot of DBs there and I don't see where anybody has progressed to a great extent. So somebody needs to come through. So I would say that's a pretty obvious pick.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of, remember when Tennessee had Pat Washington and Larry Slade as receivers coach and defensive backs coach, respectively, and they were great recruiters. Pat Washington very involved with T. Martin's recruitment, and at some point, I think Willie Martinez is a great recruiter. I've got to question him as a player development coach. Caleb, you got anybody besides Willie Martinez?
I mean, I would actually go one step above and go Tim Binks. And because, look, Willie Martinez, I think he's, 60 now? I don't think he's looking for a head coaching job ever. I think he knows at this point he's a career positions coach, which is fine. I think Tim Binks
does not have a contract past this year. He's the only coach on the staff. I do want to point that out.
That is true. I think Tim Binks is trying to climb. I think he's a guy that would like to climb the coaching ladder at some point. And that's going to be difficult to do in coaching in a offensive based system. So I think he's going to have the most pressure because of what he's putting on himself to try to deliver this year.
All right, so here we go. 4th down, Coop.
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. 4th down.
4th down. John, the most pressure on this football team on any one player is Joe Milton. We all agree. If Joe Milton got a $100 million NIL deal to go to Notre Dame and he had to leave tomorrow, and it's Nico stepping in, and I always like to for Nico to handle his own name so I don't mess it up. Maleava. If it's Nico right now and he's the guy, and that's the conversation we've been having based off what you've heard from Josh Heupel throughout the preseason and even following Monday's press conference, loves him, says he's ready to play. Tennessee be okay? If there was no Joe Milton and it's just Nico, do you think Tennessee would be okay heading into the season?
No, I don't, because there's a big drop off behind Nico. If Nico, I think Nico has, from everything I've heard about him, he has the ability and the intangibles to be successful in the SEC as a quarterback. He could be a terrific SEC quarterback, but he's got to. If he were in that role, he would have to stay healthy. I would feel better about that after he's been in a college weight room for strength and conditioning program, rather, for a year. So I think that would be difficult. However, I would still feel better about Nico than I would some other backup quarterbacks in the SEC. You know who Kentucky's backup quarterback is?
No, I do not.
No.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I just think I would still feel good because you always want to err on the side of talent. And he apparently has the talent you need to be successful. But I would just be concerned about his staying healthy.
John, great stuff as always. Every Tuesday, it's John Adams of the Knoxville News Sentinel. How else do we follow your work?
On knoxnews.com, govolsextra.com. And also you can check out our podcast with colleague Blake Topmeyer, SEC Unfiltered.
Love that Blake Topmeyer. He's killing it. Probably the best columnist in Tennessee.
What about me?
John, have a great day, sir.